One of the most valuable things about the human experience is exposing yourself to views that you don't agree with.
First started making this film, I think I had a lot of ideas about, the way that, society needed to like approach, this problem and like remedy the issue. And, I think with many things, the more I looked into it, the more I really saw that like, oh, this issue is like very complicated. I'm not really sure like what the correct solution is, even though I felt like I was, not maybe an expert, but more knowledgeable than the average person on the street. I needed to do more reflection in myself. I still think to this day, I'm thinking about the correct answer.
Yeah, I think because this was a subject that I was very interested in for many years prior to making this film, I definitely had a lot of opinions that are already formed before about the subject, and in a lot of ways, some of them were strengthened. Caught myself thinking, like, was I thinking about this the right way? Were my opinions on the matter ultimately as concrete as I thought they were? Because when you're hearing stories from people and seeing things happen, when certain things happen in the film that are quite difficult to process, it definitely shifts your perspective in different ways. I think I also came away from it with a more nuanced approach.
Yeah, I mean, and if I may add, like, I think, people who have experience like with this space, like they often have a heavy trauma that's associated with their, with what their opinion is and with their, so I think everyone has a valid, take on what should happen. And like, this is why we want to like engage conversation and really like, encourage people to talk about this stuff because it is, heavy stuff, but it's a super necessary conversation to have.
I think in a lot of ways we are having more conversations about it than we've had ever before, globally, down in the United States and in Canada, locally within BC. The pilot program with decriminalization that actually started right when we started the production of this film. It was kind of tied into why Jerry wanted to open the store, because he wanted to open it in time for when decriminalization first rolled out on the first day. It ultimately didn't happen right then and there, but yeah, I mean, I think that I am hopeful that conversations continue, and we would like our film to be a part of that conversation. Just really, we want to ask more questions for people.
Yeah, and I'd say like just to add on like a productive conversation, because I think like, in our society, like the wheels kind of turn, and nothing really happens like in a lot of governments. They're like big and bureaucratic and stuff. And so that's one thing is not, making productive conversation that can actually initiate, some sort of change.